There's been an upsurge in focus on the garden city of Letchworth recently, or at least the concept behind it, and the founder of the garden city movement, Ebenezer Howard. Why? Because the Victorian mix of planning, social interaction, housing and infrastructure might be a solution, albeit updated, for the 21st century.
To me, a garden city is about creating a great balanced community. So it's providing a place that has homes, jobs and above all things that people should do for their leisure and enjoyment. So it is a comprehensively planned development for the benefit of communities, and that is a garden city whether it was 100 years ago or today.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. These houses look expensive. And they are. Nobody in bad urban housing could just move here now. But the garden city concept was always rooted in being affordable, even turning a profit for those who lived and invested in it.
One of the main reasons that we're really interested in garden cities as an idea is precisely because of the way they can pay for themselves. Because actually, if you're talking about bits of land that are currently very low value, once you build a new town on them, they have enormous value. And if you can capture that uplift in value and recycle it into the town to pay for the infrastructure, to pay for the community facilities, to pay for the schools, new towns do and can and have paid for themselves.
Ebenezer Howard came up with the idea of the garden city, and he didn't just think about how people lived and where they lived, but where they would work, how they would spend their leisure time, and also, more importantly, how they could afford to live here. Now, Letchworth was the first, Welwyn Garden City followed, and there are many places around the country that would say they had at least a bit of the garden city concept within them. But given the fact that most parties quite like the garden city idea, and the coalition committed to building more of them in 2011, why has it all gone quiet?
Well, look at what happens if you want to build anything in a leafy rural environment. Now imagine building a whole town. It's not the when, it's the where that might be the hiccup, and then see the ripple you'll find of people who are against. Recently, the Telegraph said it had learned of plans for Yalding in Kent and Gerrards Cross in Buckinghamshire.
No one always welcomes new development. I know it's not always perceived as the best thing, but I think everyone's recognising something has to be done. So I think your answer will lie with who's going to take that big decision.
In November last year, Lord Wolfson offered a £250,000 prize for anyone who could come up with a blue skies garden city design that was visionary, economically viable and sparklingly popular. The government, however, has hardly bubbled over on the topic.
It's certainly disappointing. We've been calling on the government to publish its plans for a wave of garden cities for 2 years since they first announced that they would. And we certainly hope that the Wolfson Prize and other talk in this area will actually prompt the government into action.
For some, the exciting prospects of garden cities as part of a housing solution seem obvious. But unless it's grasped, we're all just going round and round in circles.